Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to Lust for Life by Lana Del Rey. I love her so much. We have some great features on this album. The Weeknd, A$AP Rocky, Playboi Carti, Stevie Nicks. Like what? Let's just stop rambling and get into this because I know this video is going to be hella long as it is. So here we have Love. I've heard this one. I remember when this came out. I was obsessed.
You're the future. Signals crossing can get confusing. It's enough, just don't make you so crazy.
Basically with this track, it's kind of just about that idealized young love. Then at the end, she says, I'm young and in love. So like, okay, start of the album, are you young and in love, Lana? Like, who is this love interest? I hope to hear more about this love interest. Next, we have one of my favorite songs in the entire world. This is Lust for Life, title track. I've already heard this one, but it gets me every time.
Of the Hollywood sign. Take off, take off, take off all of your clothes. Just stay around, 'cause they're the masters of our own fate.
So basically, all I'm getting from this song is just like your lust for life, just like your will to live. And that's what keeps them alive, it keeps them going. The video touches on like a suicide of like a girl who like jumped off the H of the Hollywood sign, and so that's where that reference comes from. Overall, I mean, I really like the message of this song. Like, we're the masters of our own fate, we're the captains of our own souls, and you know, just like that lust for life is what keeps us all like alive. We're excited to live every day is what I get from it. And like, in the album artwork, like, she just looks like she has a lust for life, you know? Like, she just looks so happy. And another thing that I know about this album is that Lana wanted to come out with this during this time because our world is going through some stuff, you know? There's all kinds of different things, especially relating to politics, and I think she wanted this to be like a hey, like, we have a lust for life, like, you know, like, all of this negativity, it doesn't matter, because in the end, like, there's so much to live for. Next, we have 13 Beaches. I have not heard this one. Classic Lana, really like slow, like romantic violin, something like that. What is this? Some other kind of sample, I guess.
Took 13 beaches. I'm camera ready almost all the time, but I still get lonely. It hurts to love you, but I still love you.
In the beginning, you know, she says it took 13 beaches to find one empty, but finally it's mine. I think that this is kind of about her fame, you know, how she has to go to certain lengths to do things that are normal to a lot of us because she's a celebrity. Just to go the extra mile to find something private where there aren't paparazzi. And then she goes into saying she's camera ready almost all the time, but then like she still gets lonely. So I think it's kind of like she's accustomed to it now, so she can be ready for the camera at any given time. But that doesn't change the fact that she's lonely, even though she has all of these people lusting after her and stuff. Like, she still gets lonely. She's dying for something real. She has real feelings, even though on the surface it's just her posing for the cameras and stuff. Underneath, she has deeper emotions that maybe aren't so happy. All right, next we have Cherry. Her voice, I love her voice. So she's talking about love again and how much she wants it. I feel like a constant theme now is just love. Wanting that connection with somebody, maybe. Or ruined. She's talking about all these great things about love, but then in the chorus, she's like, I fall to pieces when I'm with you. Like my cherries and wine, rosemary, and thyme are ruined. Kind of like the good and bad of love. Like, as good as it is, there are a lot of difficult parts of it, I guess.
Bitch, I fall to pieces. I really
So yeah, I think that was basically like, yeah, this love is super amazing and there's so many good things about it. It's really passionate and great, but then there are also all of this stuff is ruined, and you keep hearing her like swearing in the background. So it's just like, I feel like that's how it is with any true love or anything like that. Like there's a lot of passion, so it's a lot of good, but a lot of bad too. But another track about love, okay? White Mustang.
Lying on my bed, it's a bummer.
Summer Bummer, that's a track.
Didn't call when I was feeling the day your record dropped.
So is she like a fan of this guy? Because he must be like, you know, a musician. His record dropped.
Summer's meant for loving and leaving.
Ooh, good line.
I was gonna hear it like that.
My takeaway from this song is she fell in love with this musician, this guy, and at first she was kind of just like an admirer, but then they actually fell in love, got together, but then he turned out to not be what she thought. He's like crazy, won't change. It's like almost not like anticlimactic, but you know what I mean, like where it's like, oh, like all this build up, like you're so infatuated with the idea of this person, and then you get to know them and it's like, oh yikes, he's a train wreck. Next we have Summer Bummer with ASAP and Playboy Cardi.
Better stay if you wanna stay.
I can already hear Cardi in the back.
Get up in the summer, another babe.
Oh, I love this so much.
Be my undercover babe.
Sophistication make you wanna quit the bitch you dating. Let's get the game.
I love it, Stop. Oh, loving this. I feel like Lana is just, she's suited to do any kind of songs, and especially stuff like this. I like really enjoy this. It's another point she's made in a different song, like Summer's for loving and leaving, and this is just about like a little fling. So I'm into it. Next we have Groupie Love, and this also has ASAP Rocky.
It's so hard sometimes with the star when you have to share him with everybody.
That's so crazy.
And it all for me.
I think right now she's like in a relationship with this artist, and when he performs, like she has to be disguised, you know, because she's Lana Del Rey. She can't just be interrupting the show because everyone's like, whoa, look at her. She's like, oh, like I know you're doing it all for me, even though it is hard to share because you see all these young girls being like, ooh, this guy, and especially like if you're dating that person, you definitely could feel the jealousy, I could imagine. Oh, the vibe of this song.
Causing migraines. Lamborghini on my grave.
Lamborghini High, good song. I love that song. ASAP's part, his verse was incredible. He fit really well in that song. Next we have In My Feelings. I'm in my feelings, so I feel you.
Could it be that I fell for another loser?
I like that line.
Cause you got me in my feelings.
Being in your feelings, in your feels is just such a, I don't know, it's just such a thing. Like everyone feels this, so I don't know, I really like this. I don't know, you can just get caught up sometimes in the way that you feel about someone, even if it's like from a long time ago, or if it's maybe like something you want to feel. Just being in your feelings is just such a, like, that's something I feel like we can all relate to. So now we have a song for when we're in our feelings. Now we have Coachella, Woodstock, In My Mind.
Swinging time, I guess I was in it, cause baby for a minute, it was Woodstock in my mind.
So I think this is gonna be one of the songs where she implements the whole, our modern day realities, our modern day issues, and how we can move past them. And like she said, like she used the music to forget about the stuff that's going on.
What about all these children?
Okay, so I just read something because I just want to make sure that I'm relaying some good facts out to you guys, and so I found this on Genius. I'll link Genius down below in the album because that's somewhere where I really like to see like the lyrical breakdown and stuff, so I'll have that link down below. But basically, A Stairway to Heaven, song by Led Zeppelin. Robert Plant described the song as a cynical aside about a woman getting everything she wanted all the time without giving back any thought or consideration. So she's saying like, I would trade all of this for A Stairway to Heaven, referencing the song, but like also to show that she would give back if she could. Like she would do anything just to like solve the issues that we have going on now. So she's very aware. So next we have God Bless America and All Beautiful Women in It. And All the Beautiful Women in It. Ooh, very different sound.
Nowhere to hide, you let me in. dry. God bless America.
So this song I think is kind of like to show pride for just women. Women are usually seen as inferior to men, and I think that's changing every day in our society. I think that equality of the sexes is kind of something that's always on the up and up. It's always improving, and yeah, this is just a really good song to like showcase, like, you know, God bless America and the women in it. The next song is When the World Was at War, We Kept Dancing. A lot of the social issues are coming to play in this section of the album. Another different sound, all right. She's really getting us with a bunch of different tastes of music here.
Into the fucking youth choreo. We just want the fucking truth. Is it the end of America? Is it the end of America?
I think obviously this is a response to our current President of the United States. Is this the end of an era? Is this the end of America? Whether you're super political or not, like, I'm not really into politics. Like, obviously it's good to know like what's going on and stuff, and yeah, I like to stay updated. I don't really have enough knowledge on the subject to have quite an opinion, but whether you are for Trump or not for Trump, I think you can still realize that we are in quite the dilemma with him as our president, just for the reasons that he's not a trained politician. He likes to provoke people, and he's very outspoken in that way. So, I mean, that could be dangerous for us, and you know, I think that's kind of what she's saying here. Like, could this be the end of America, end of an era? Like, what's next for us? Like, it's just normal for us to have those kind of fears whenever there's a change in office, especially such a drastic one. We've gone through so many different turmoils in our time as a country and just in the world in general. But you know, we'll have a happy ending. Like, if we keep hope and we just keep progressing as a people, then it'll be just fine. Like with before, there are a lot of things that are associated with war that are obviously bad. But when you think about it, in the end, we come out stronger. A lot of things that we fight for become instituted. Next, we have Beautiful People, Beautiful Problems. Oh, and this has Stevie Nicks. This reminds me of Sign of the Times.
We get so tired and we complain. Just nothing you can.
Reference to video games? Oh my god.
Every day and night.
So this song, I think, is just, we all have issues, we all have, you know, different problems and stuff. Still another really good message. Tomorrow Never Came is next. Featuring Sean Oh no, Lennon. Oh, okay. The lighting is getting progressively worse because there's a thunderstorm outside and my camera shut off again. Let's just continue. So this sounds like maybe like a failed romance. Too many miscommunications and stuff, so it's not really working out, I guess.
Hey,
Sean Lennon.
what you thinking? Penny for your thoughts.
Oh, he brought me his toy. Penny, I'm busy. I really liked that. That was really pretty, and Sean Lennon's voice. Wow, really. I loved it on that song especially. So yeah, it's just about Tomorrow Never Came. It's like empty promises whenever you're trying to pursue a relationship with someone and they don't come through. Okay, so next we have Heroin. More hard drugs, okay. She said probably gave you everything and took your life away. Because with heroin, that's definitely something that could happen. I mean, that's a really crazy drug. Like, it's definitely something that can take your life away in a literal sense. Yeah, I think she's touching on maybe this lover of hers fell into an addiction with heroin. I hope that I come back one day to tell you that I've really changed, baby, is something that she says. That is crazy. So it's just like that presence of heroin, but I think also there's like an underlying message of just how life for her is kind of like she's going through like a bit of a rough patch in this song. So that's why she feels the need to do heroin, if that's really the case, or maybe it's just a big illusion to something else that maybe I'm just not picking up on. This one's called Change.
There's something in the wind, I can feel it blowing in. Change is a powerful thing, people are capable of holding you in my arms without letting you fall when I don't feel beautiful.
So this track is really beautiful, very stripped down, just piano and her voice. I think it's just about her going through change in her life, taking that with open arms, because it is a good thing, you know, change is a good thing, no matter how it feels in the moment. In the long run, it's good to continue to change and evolve. And like she says, every time that we run, we don't know what it's from. I feel that too, like, especially with change. I've never been a fan of change. Any kind of change used to throw me off so bad, but it's like, why? Like, why are you so afraid? Like, why be afraid of something that is natural? It's a natural progression of life. And she says in the end, there's a change gonna come. I don't know where or when, but whenever it does, we'll be here for it. Next, we have the last song called Get Free.
Finally, I'm crossing the threshold. Commitment, my modern manifesto. In my mind,
Song switches up a lot.
get off, but I keep riding the ride.
She wants to move out of the black and into the blue. Maybe she's just going through like a personal journey of like trying to get out of like that negative headspace and into a more bright, uplifting one. Oh, it's beautiful out here, like seagulls and ocean waves. Very good blue to move into, let me just tell you. I love the beach so much. That's like a really positive place for me. This is really pretty for the end of the album especially. I really love this album sonically for the different tastes that we got. I mean, we got some trap, we got some stripped down stuff, we've got some classic Lana hits on there. I just really liked that she gave us multiple vibes. It wasn't something that sounded the same all the way through, which is something I don't think she ever really does. But wow, it's really storming outside. Anyway, I really enjoyed this. I love the features on it. She chose some great people, and lyrically I think this album is kind of something that we needed in times like this of distress in our world and with issues happening around us. It's nice to have an artist who is putting that out there and making it known, not just having some like, I don't know, like fake woke stuff out. And in the last song, in the last two songs, she's talking about, I feel like, her own change and how maybe she's been down in those, you know, dark places before, thinking like, wow, like what is this world turning to? But then like uplifting herself and be like, you know what, no, I want to move out of the black and into the blue. I want to look at everything in a more positive light. And I think she is, and she did look at things in a positive light, and that's what she has given to us. This album is definitely something that is useful during this time period, and there's really good tracks too, you know, some classic love ballads, if you will. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any thoughts on this album or thoughts on my thoughts on the album, comment down below. Just a disclaimer, I am not the best at decoding song lyrics and stuff. Like, this is strictly just my literal impression, and this might change over time as I listen to the songs more and more. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing this. If you have any other albums coming out or that have recently come out that you would like me to do the same thing for, comment them down below, and check out my last reaction video, because that was like the start of this whole thing on my channel that I want to start doing, and it was to Lord's Melodrama. So I'll have that linked on the screen somewhere. Subscribe if you're not already, and until next time, I'll see ya when I see ya.